Sever the bond from Nets Republic. Let's start with the fun stuff. Let's start with the fun stuff. Number one, you better believe I got those weekend and Doja Cat tickets. You better believe I got that weekend and Doja Cat tickets. All right. After hours till dawn. 7-man gonna be there. You better believe I got those tickets. We don't talk about what I had to do to get them, but I got them tickets. So there's some fun stuff. Here's more fun stuff. Tonight's post-game meal was donuts with strawberry filling. Not good for acne and stuff, and obviously I'm gonna get a little bit of a belly from it, but I'll do some sit-ups later. I'm sure I'll be fine. Getting a little up there in age. So, you really gotta work stuff off, you know what I mean? But I'm sure I'll be all right. There's the positive. Here's the negative. The Nets lost again. And I'll be completely honest with y'all. I've been thinking all day how it was I was gonna frame this video. Because I see people talking an insane amount of trash about the Nets, and it's just and it's not just the Harden fans. It's like the entire league is ganging up on us in a way that I don't see them ganging up on the Lakers. And I know me having a crab in the barrel mentality of pulling the Lakers down into our shenanigans is very petty, but I'm just not sure why the same energy is not kept. Both when the Lakers are seen as shoe-in favorites for a championship when they haven't done anything, I feel like we should have that same type of thing. People shouldn't be questioning, well, what are they going to do? The big three has to even play together. You should have the exact same energy. Never the case. But it's the same thing when we lose. When we lose, the Nets are garbage. Kyrie's a ball hog. Kevin Durant's not good enough. Drummond's trash or something like that. The excuses fall from the sky, right? Blake Griffin's washed. LaMarcus Aldridge is old. I mean, they just fall from the heavens, right? But you look at the Lakers, and the Lakers are worse than us in a literal sense. Yes, LeBron just had a godlike performance, but he's LeBron. No one's surprised by that. Granted, they have LeBron. They are literally worse than us, and yet all I hear is people making excuses. Oh, LeBron won't let them lose. What if Anthony Davis was out there? Well, they should have went after Buddy Hield instead of Westbrook. They should have traded for John Wall instead of keeping Westbrook. I hear nothing but excuses from everyone on planet Earth. But no one talks about, well, Ben Simmons isn't out there. No one talks about, oh, well, Kyrie can only legally play 30% of the game, so he's probably just out of rhythm. No one talks about, oh, KD is coming back from a major injury. Maybe he's going to run out of gas just because he's naturally tired because he hasn't played in a while and the man's ramping up. No one wants to talk about how the team is literally still structured for Harden, Kyrie, and KD. Just because we added Drummond and Seth Curry doesn't mean that the team has magically changed form into something different. The team is still structured for the big three. We just put some more Band-Aids on this, trying to make the most of a terrible situation in a sinking Titanic, aka the 2021-2022 Brooklyn Nets season. We just put more Band-Aids on it. We had already hit the iceberg, and we're kind of floating down, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, y'all are on the boat, playing the violin, putting Band-Aids on the side of the boat, okay? I am floating on a little makeshift raft that is a piece of cardboard on the ocean with my locket. I'm already off the boat. I'm trying to get to land. Y'all are still sinking on said boat. I have given up, but I understand y'all's optimism. The thing that bothers me is that the same energy is not kept. Where are our valid excuses? Where are our, oh, well, they'll just get them next year type stuff? If Kevin Durant were to shut it down, obviously I would talk an immense amount of trash, but I'm talking mass media type stuff. If Kyrie were to shut it down, right? If Ben Simmons were to say, you know what, I'm not going to be healthy anyway, I might as well not even play. they would throw us down a flight of stairs. But if LeBron says, you know what, I gave y'all 56, that's enough, and retire into the sunset, no one would say a word. No one would say a word if this man packed it up, said we're not going to make the playoffs, and waited until next year. No one would say a word. Nothing. It's just LeBron being smart. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. When you have teams that have losing records, that have high expectations, the first thing people do is go for the coach. But when we talk about Steve Nash negatively, the rest of the league says, oh, with Steve Nash, it's only his second year. He's doing the best he can. He has a different start. This idea that he has a different starting lineup every night and that's an excuse, who do you think makes the starting lineup? Let's just address that off rip. Who do you think makes the starting lineup? Trying to say something that he is in full control of is a reason why he should have a. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. But I'm off of Steve Nash. I've spent an entire 2 years trash talking this man. I'm tired of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not talking about Kyrie. I'm not talking about vaccines. I'm not talking about mandates because I'm tired of it. I've already told you the situation that we're in, and we just gotta make this work. And that is the point that we're at. It doesn't matter that I was right because who cares at this point? We just got to make this work. It is what it is. Kyrie can play these games. Kyrie can't play those games. Kyrie being on the court doesn't mean anything. We still lose. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. We are where we are, and we have to make this work. Kevin Durant is out there basically by himself, doing the best, I guess, he can. It is what it is. It really just is what it is. Oh, how we forget why it was that we were able to coast past the Celtics in the playoffs. When Kyrie was equally distracted by the fans. When they were throwing water bottles at that man's head and Tyler Johnson had to stick up for him. When the literal last thing Kyrie was thinking about was playing well, he was just concerned with the fans. Who saved us? Was it Kevin Durant doing the exact same 30-something point game, couple of rebounds shuffle that he does? Or was it multiple 30 and 40-point triple-doubles from James Harden, literally running the team and keeping everything together? Now, again, me trying to defend myself and say that I'm not just a James Harden stan, I understand how it looks that way, but what I'm saying is, it is not in defense of James Harden. It is explaining what the team is constructed for. Me being upset that Harden's gone and looking at a game like this where it would have been the big three is not because, oh, I miss Harden. I do miss him. But it's not because, oh, I miss James Harden so much. It's because I'm thinking of how the team is constructed. And with no Ben Simmons out there, it's even worse. Because again, we don't know the impact Ben Simmons will have. We can speculate, we can guesstimate, we can illustrate, whatever. But we don't know what's going to happen. What we do know is that when it was the big three, them dudes ain't lose. Them dudes don't lose when it's the big three. So you'll have to forgive me if I see games like tonight where history tells me the three of them don't lose against these bums. Jason Tatum can drop 95 and you ain't getting out a 7-game series with us. We know based on history. So you have to forgive me if I'm still just a little shook at the fact that we'll never see the big three again, and that the team constructed for that no longer exists. It doesn't matter if Kyrie's back. It doesn't matter if KD's back. We don't have Harden. So the team is broken. Throw the season in the trash. If I was just here for the jokes, I would have gone on here and complained about how Blake Griffin hasn't played in 2 games. But joking season is over. If I was here for the jokes, I would have got on here and said, it's Cam time, baby, and started making jokes about my back. But joke season is over. We are tied for 9th place with the Hawks. The Hornets just passed us. You're telling me LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier are better than us? Oh, God. And some of y'all are going to sit there and say, but second, it was the Celtics. You're right. It was the Celtics. I don't care what kind of hot streak they're on. It's the Celtics. We have Kyrie and Kevin. I'll end this video on this because I gotta be quite honest with you. It's very difficult to make this video without using specific word enhancers. So I just need to wrap this up before I get fired. And now that the focus has shifted off of Ben Simmons' mental health and we're talking about back spasms or whatever's going on with that man, he had better be wheelchair bound. I had better not see him on Instagram chilling at movie premieres with his lady friend. I don't want to see that from him. If he is sitting on the bench, I want him wheeled out there on a gurney. I want to see that man wrapped up in a full body cast. I want him to be on the Mummy Shuffle. I want him to look like an extra in the background of Michael Jackson's Thriller. I want him wrapped up like a zombie. I'm gonna hit this. I want that man to look like an Egyptian. The older ones that are underground in the pyramids, not today's Egyptians, because there's conflict overseas, and I don't know if that's near Russia and Ukraine. I've had a geography class for a little while. But anyway, I want Ben Simmons. I don't want him. I would just like to see him at least. If he's on the bench, I want to see him tenderly sit down on the bench on some type stuff. I'm talking about if a loose ball comes by him and he reaches over to get it, I want to see him reach for his life alert when he has to pull himself back up. Because he better be in danger health-wise with that back. His scapula better be on the fritz. Because we're out there getting slaughtered. This man better be 16 flavors of hurt to be sitting at home watching us go through this. I want to at least know that Ben Simmons won't be able to contribute anything. I don't want to sit here and play the guesstimation game anymore. I want to at least see it. At this rate, it's looking like we're not even going to make the play-in tournament. I want to at least see him play once so I can at least know what we have going on here. Was the trade worth it or not?